Hello everyone, we finally meet again in the drama storyline Love Scout episode 3. 5 years ago, Lee Yoon Hoon, a CEO where Ji-yoon used to work, was suddenly fired from the company. Hyo-jin blamed Ji-yoon for it, but Ji-yoon thought that some people lost their livelihoods because of their company. Suddenly the police came and informed that Lee Yoon Hoon jumped from his apartment and died. Hyo-jin thought that was what Ji-yoon wanted, which caused a commotion in the company and caused one of the CEOs to commit suicide. And Hyo-jin was sure that Ji-yoon was the one who killed Yoon Hoon. After picking up Ji-yoon, who almost fainted at Hyo-jin's company, Eun Ho wanted to ask for an explanation about what really happened. But Ji-yoon invited him to go out to eat because she was hungry and she would explain another time. Hyo-jin also thanked Eun Ho for today. It turned out that Ji-yoon invited him to eat tteokbokki on the side of the road and she ordered 2 portions with the spiciest level. Eun Ho was shocked and just kept quiet, then he said that he didn't like spicy food, but he will try it. At first Eun Ho felt so and felt the food was very delicious, but then he was spicy and made Ji-yoon smile. Eun Ho is very cute when spicy and made Ji-yoon laugh and for a moment she forgets her sadness. During the meeting, Ji-yoon blamed herself because the Selim Group project had ended without any results. That's because Career Way stole it from them with full intention. Ji-yoon invited the staff to admit their failure and focus more on each upcoming project, and now they have the H-Chef project of Daniel Hotel. One of her staff invited Ji-yoon to join their meeting later. Then Ji-yoon asked her staff to give her information today. She asked to update the database, make a list of candidates and also prepare a list of questions. After Ji-yoon ended the meeting, they felt frustrated, how they could finish the task in just one day. When the staff worked overtime, Eun Ho brought pizza for them to cheer them up to finish their work. They enjoyed it very much and suddenly Ji-yoon came and they asked her to join them, but Ji-yoon ignored them and went into her room. I felt grateful that Eun Ho was there and gave support to the others. Eun Ho was hired to take care of Ji-yoon and Eun Ho also took care of her employees. Then Mai asked what Ji-yoon felt when she saw Eun Ho acting like that. Ji-yoon just said, when will they finish their work because they can't eat before they finish. That's what Ji-yoon felt and made Mai annoyed. Chef Hon Jong Won graduated from a prestigious cooking school in Italy. He gained experience in many Michelin restaurants in the US and Europe. He returned to Korea 5 years ago and starred in a TV show where his signature dishes became famous and made him a star chef. Now he rarely appears on TV to focus only on Bello Buono, a luxury restaurant he founded 2 years ago. Ji-yoon was sure that Chef Hon Jong Won liked her offer because he asked Ji-yoon to come. Chef Hun agreed on one condition, he would only work with his sous-chef because they had worked closely together. Ji-yoon will try to do it and will discuss it with Daniel Hotel. If he is the person who recommended it, they probably won't refuse. Then they saw Eun Ho, who was helping his sous-chef carry things. Chef Hun was surprised why his sous-chef worked alone. He apologized and Eun Ho actually didn't need to help. But Ji-yoon felt that it was because he definitely offered to help, so don't worry. The woman with Eun Ho is the sous-chef that Chef Hun wants to work with. Eun Ho asks the sous-chef what crops they grow. It turns out they grow flowers and plants that they use in the restaurant. Chef Hun is sincere in cooking and there are many types of dishes. Then the sous-chef explains the types of plants and their uses. She seems to have memorized all of them. Eun Ho thinks the sous-chef seems more sincere in cooking, but she feels that her journey is still long to catch up with Chef Hun. When she wanted to open the car door, Eun Ho blocked Ji-yoon's hand when she was holding the door handle. That's because Ji-yoon mistook the car and it turned out that their car was behind that car. It seems that Ji-yoon felt something different when Eun Ho held her hand. Ji-yoon entered the book cafe owned by Mai's husband and there she saw a little girl who turned out to be Bile, Eun Ho's daughter who had difficulty taking a book from the shelf. Ji-yoon took the book and Bile thanked Ji-yoon for taking it for her. But Ji-yoon took the book for herself. Bile was annoyed because she was the one who tried to take it first. Then Ji-yoon asked if Bile could read all the letters and it turned out that she couldn't read yet. Ji-yoon told her to read after she learned all the letters. Bile was still upset and said there are many other books she can read and she also called Ji-yoon an old woman. Ji-yoon explained that she was still a girl, not an old woman, but Bile thought Ji-yoon didn't look like a girl. Ji-yoon looked older than her father who was very popular like Bile. Then Soo-yeon came and Bile approached her. She was curious if something happened. And at that time Ji-yoon got a call and gave the book to Bile while saying whether she was allowed to read the book or not. After that Soo-yeon read the book and it turned out that Bile was not allowed to read the book because the book said picture book for adults. During the meeting, the staff explained that there seemed to be an inappropriate relationship between Chef Hon and his sous-chef, Hyun. They heard it from their co-workers. It turned out that there was a rumor circulating. Chef Hyun used her personal relationship to get special treatment from Chef Hon. Hyun is kind and beautiful, she follows all of Chef Hun's requests. Chef Hon is very strict and only prioritizes skills. He only accepts employees who study abroad, except for Hyun who is not from a good school. They think Hyun is not good enough to be his sous-chef because she is not a graduate of a prestigious school, she only started from washing dishes and could become a sous-chef. They feel they have to change the candidate, although there is no clear evidence, but what is certain is that they are in a relationship. Although they are single and can date, it could be a problem if Hyun uses her personal relationship to get special treatment rather than her skills. Then Ji-yoon thinks to just hire Chef Hon. Whether the rumor is true or not, there must be a clear reason to justify it. The rumor will get worse if they are together, and it will also ruin their careers. But according to Eun Ho, there is something they haven't checked, that is, both of them. They still have to verify, because who knows, there might be a reason that others don't know. When influenced by rumors, they will often forget the truth. When Chef Hon and Hyun were questioned by Ji-yoon and Eun Ho, it turned out that there were some who were jealous of Hyun, because having a boss without conventional training can hurt their self-esteem. Hyun's work experience is ordinary, but Chef Hon admits her competence without bias. When Hyun was new to the kitchen, Chef Hon often encouraged her. Hyun couldn't continue cooking without Chef Hon. Chef Hon is very picky in hiring kitchen crews, and although his sous-chef has a weak mentality, she has a strong foundation and she is a hard worker. She is better than those who show off graduating from famous schools, and there is a reason Chef Hon wants to take her. The rumor is not true and there is no reason to give in to the rumor. At that time Ji-yoon saw Chef Hun's trembling hands, holding the cup. They thought the misunderstanding must be cleared up and they were about to say goodbye. Ji-yoon and Eun Ho saw Chef Hun's trembling hands and then Hyun quickly helped Chef Hon so that he wouldn't get caught. That night, Eun Ho and Ji-yoon looked for information because they felt something suspicious. It turned out to be true that Chef Hon had undergone right-hand nerve surgery. That's why he didn't appear on TV anymore. And Hyun became his sous-chef at the same time when Chef Hon stopped appearing on TV. It turned out there was another reason Hyun was hired with Chef Hon, because all this time Hyun was the one who knew and helped Chef Hon in the kitchen. In the morning, Ji-yoon met Chef Hon again and it turned out that his wrist was a problem. But Chef Hon felt that his hand hadn't been working well for a few years, so he was helped by his sous-chef. That explained the rumor. Only Hyun knew about his condition and he asked to keep it a secret from Ganyo Hotel. He explained that his other hand was still quite good, his hand just went numb from time to time, and he also consistently took medication. He couldn't give up his career because of that, because reaching that point wasn't easy for him. So, Chef Hon asked Ji-yoon to continue his recruitment, because it was also best opportunity for Hyun. Ji-yoon meets with the Ganyo Hotel and explains that they found out that the rumors about the two chefs were not true. However, Chef Hun's wrist was problematic, something went wrong after his surgery and Chef Hyun secretly helped him. Ji-yoon thought it would be difficult for Chef Hon to work in the kitchen without help. After that Ji-yoon congratulates Chef Hon, because he is officially hired as a chef at the Ganyo Hotel. What the Ganyo Hotel needs is a star-quality chef, but Chef Hon will only be hired alone. Because if the sous-chef goes with him, rumors will follow too and the Ganyo Hotel doesn't want any unnecessary gossip. No one can replace Chef Hun's star quality, but there are many who can replace his sous-chef. Chef Hon tells and apologizes to Hyun that they only hired him and it was their decision, so there wasn't much he could do. Hyun was shocked to hear that, because Chef Hon had promised her that if she helped him while keeping it a secret, Chef Hon would help Hyun's career. She stayed with Chef Hon despite the rumors. But regardless of the rumors, Chef Hon had taught Hyun and that was enough. Now Hyun could be independent. But Hyun wasn't confident without Chef Hon. Hyun still asked him to take her and she promised to work harder. But Chef Hon still couldn't take her and he was grateful for Hyun's work so far. He asked Hyun to keep it a secret, because news spreads fast. When Ji-yoon and Eun Ho were about to leave, Hyun chased after them. She felt frustrated, because she had worked hard and tried to keep his secret, but why couldn't she go with Chef Hon? Hyun relied on Chef Hon and just wanted to keep cooking. She wasn't confident by herself, because she was afraid of the people in the kitchen. Eun Ho thought that no secret was eternal, relying on others was the same. If Hyun didn't have confidence in herself, then she wouldn't enjoy it anywhere. Eun Ho feels Hyun is a great chef, don't rely on others and believe in herself. And at that time Ji-yoon just listened to their conversation from inside the car. Finally, Ganyo Hotel introduced Chef Hon as their new chef. And Chef Hon thanked people because he had been trusted to be a chef at Ganyo Hotel. Suddenly, Hyun came to the hotel and met them. Chef Hon was a bit worried when he saw her. It turned out that Hyun was Ji-yoon's candidate and they would look for a new place for her. Chef Hon was very impressed because he thought Hyun could only hide. Hyun met Ji-yoon and also Eun Ho. Hyun decided to accept the challenge to become a food scientist. According to Ji-yoon, it was the perfect position for a chef who was afraid of the kitchen. It turned out that Hyun accepted the offer because of the tenacious staff at P Place and that staff is Eun Ho. Because of Eun Ho, Hyun was able to gather courage. And according to Ji-yoon, Hyun's resume didn't lie, it showed the effort and time spent. Her resume wasn't fancy, but it showed her perseverance in her research as a chef. Ji-yoon is sure that Hyun will become someone quite influential in that field. Ji-yoon feels that thanks to Eun Ho, she can finish this project. Eun Ho did not expect Ji-yoon to recommend a new workplace to Hyun. Ji-yoon thinks every company needs different talents, some need famous stars, some need competent people who are not in the spotlight, and everyone has different abilities. Eun Ho feels that now he understands more about recruitment, which is finding a place where they can show their competence. Ji-yoon feels that Eun Ho adapts quite quickly. And Eun Ho invites her to go before it rains, hearing that Ji-yoon is surprised how he knew it was going to rain. It turns out that it really rains and Eun Ho takes out an umbrella from his bag, which is pink and has a picture of a doll. It seems like the umbrella belongs to her little daughter. Ji-yoon loves seeing the umbrella and Eun Ho is embarrassed when she teases him. They walk in the rain with a sense of pride, because they have succeeded in helping the chef and sous-chef. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this recap, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on Love Scout. See you in the next episode.